Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be jumping in Historic with a deck by Omrethopter. I hope I said that right. I did make a couple changes due to card availability, in the sense that I did not have the cards available to me. The biggest ones are 2 lands. I replaced a black-white pain land that draws you a card if you sack it for a Godless Shrine, and I did the same thing for the red-white draw a card land for a Sacred Foundry, and then I'm short a Needle Verge pathway, so I replaced that with a Sacred Foundry as well. And then over to the sideboard, I don't have Obnixilis, so I added 2 Thought Seizes and a Chthonian Nightmare, just to help with the control matchup. This also helps you a little bit better in the combo matchups as well. And let's hop into some games. Okay. The thing I like about this deck is it's very explosive. You can kill your opponent kind of out of nowhere, quote unquote. If you have Goblin Bombardment, Marionette, and a Johnny on the table, it's usually just like how are they dead? Not are they dead? It's how are they dead? I just had a game where my opponent was at 17 and I could kill their blocker and attack for a good amount and then make a bunch of tokens with Pride and then sack my board. I ended up doming them for 6 with a Johnny, then sacking my board for Exactly Lethal, because, you know, Exactly Lethal is always cleanest. Makes you look smart, fit, and handsome like me. The queue times have been kind of long for me today. I don't get why. Averaging about a minute or more, and there we go. So, Rana Cerimosa, not sure how to pronounce that, but we are on the play, and this is a solid hand. Lootmonger is good if we're in the Boros Mirror, which they have no companions, so I doubt it. But Guide into Pride is the way to go. My opponent's looking at my companion, deciding whether or not... Okay, and we're against Eldrazi's shenanigans. So they're revealed Devourer of Destiny. They're going to exile 3 cards. Chalice of the Void, Secluded Courtyard, and It That Heralds. Well, hopefully this does not mean they have an... Oh, God. Main deck, Chalice of the Void. That is brutal. Well, I will go ahead and Lootmonger. I'll discard this Claim. I don't think Eldrazi's going to have a lot of... we can't produce colorless mana, and I don't want a Chalice of the Void. Maybe I'll get to 7 mana. So I guess, you know, like, this is definitely a card that gets cut post-board. And normally I wouldn't even cast it against him if I had another option. But we are at 4 lands. There's a small chance that we get to 7 mana. And we draw a tower, so it's looking more and more likely. Let's go ahead and play the tower, and then we'll draw our Luris, attack for 2. We do have a prismatic ending in the deck to answer the Chalice. That's our only main deck answer. We do have a lot of 2-drops, so we're not completely cold to it, but it is doing a lot of work right now. And if I had known they were going to play Chalice on one, like if I knew what kind of deck they were, I probably would have led on Oscillate Pride, just because like that's an engine that can kind of mitigate the fact. Okay, a Johnny's nice. A Johnny's nice. So this means we can fly stuff. So what I'm gonna do is play a Johnny.
It's not perfect, but we have peace.
Get my energy. Sack a cat.
Traitors will be punished.
And, there's actually an argument to be made for, well, I know I'm going to play Lure, so let's start with that. There's an argument to be made for plus 2ing a Johnny. I don't think that's right now. So let's go ahead and 0. We're going to shoot down the Flesh Raker and attack for 5. Because we're going to Guide of Souls. Our Guide of Souls and then next turn we have access to 6 mana, so we are getting kind of close to World Breaker. That would be funny if we cast World Breaker against our opponent. Ooh. This guy's pretty good. So 4, he can go up to 7 toughness. Okay, and we find a marionette. And that means we can shoot down this. Yeah, I think we shoot down that, and then we can attack for 7 in the air. And then we'll attack all. And we'll fly our lures. And our opponent concedes. Very nice, very nice. Okay. On the draw against Eldrazi. So I think Oblivion, Peddler, they're more Flesh Raker, so maybe I don't want to be all in on like Thoughtseize effects. Maybe 2 Thoughtseize. Trying to think if I want Prismatic Ending in. I definitely don't want Claim. They had some 3-drops like Flesh Raker and It That Heralds, but overall, yeah, this is a weird matchup. I don't think Forsaken Miner is very good. I don't think Nightmare is very good. I don't think Loot Monger is very good. So we got room for 3 cards. Prismatic Ending. Yeah. So let's do Prismatic Ending. And we'll do Claim. And on the draw, we'll do another Thoughtseize. This is by no means scientific sideboarding at all. I kind of interesting deck our opponent is playing. I've definitely never played against it. And they are up to 61 cards, so that is interesting. We have 0 lands, so easy mulligan decision. And we have lands and spells on 6, so we're going to keep. And put back. I don't think we'll need double black, so maybe we can put back Mana Confluence. But I don't think we'll need double black early. Okay, that's good. Their removal suite is... Yeah, but if they play It That Heralds, let's go ahead and lead on Guide of Souls. Torpor Orb. This guy is very, very hateful. Which I understand, Boros Energy is a very popular strategy. Let's go ahead and get this in and play a tap land. I am glad I brought in the extra prismatic ending. Our opponent's just not doing a whole lot. So let's play land. Let's attack. And I'm going to lead on Goblin Bombardment. I think all their stuff must be cast triggers if they're playing that card as well. Wow, just 4 lands and a Torpor Orb, huh? Oh, yes, that was a good draw. All right, so we'll play out a land, go to combat.
Nothing is more important than family.
I saw this in a deck that made day 2. It was just not on my radar. I haven't been playing Historic lately, so that does make a little bit more sense. But we didn't play into it too hard. And we gained life, so I like the idea of playing this Pride. And rebuilding the board. And they are very close to dead next turn. Assuming they just play some random creature. Spawn Gang Commander. Okay. The third Goblin Bombardment is definitely not what the doctor ordered. And we are 1 short of lethal here. So they can sack 2 guys to throw a guy at me. And because of that, I think it's better to activate a Johnny now and then target And then this way, they can still block and sack to prevent the life gain, but they're not killing my board. Okay. So we draw lures to hand. And we cross our fingers. We should be in a pretty good spot here. Like no matter what they exile, like we still have lethal by a lot. Our opponent recognizes it, so they give us the good games and they concede the match. All right, and that is the power of the deck. As you see, we just make a bunch of guys. We're playing 4 Goblin Bombardment. This is the usual strategy of Boros, and then having Marionette or Boros Energy. Having Marionette gives us extra reach, and then we have a bunch of extra cards that work favorably with the dying, the throwing at your face. To go in hand with the fact that, you know, we're trying to kill off our creatures to dome our opponent. Over cards like Soul Warden and Voice of Resurgence, or not Voice of Resurgence, Voice of the Blessed, which are definitely like much lower quality cards. Like Soul Warden is such a bad card, and it's pains me to see it being played in decks. So that's the deck. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.